From there, we are just a few hours away now from possibly seeing Libbey Glass employees go on strike. The United Steelworkers have been in contract negotiations since October of last year. The sticking points are pay, overtime, and health insurance costs. Union reps met with the company yesterday in a last-ditch effort to prevent workers from hitting the picket line. However, the director of USW District 1 says a deal was not reached. The workers plan to go on strike at 11:59 tonight. And Libbey Glass workers have been on strike before, but it was nearly a decade ago. Back in 2016, hundreds of union members walked off the job. At issues, similar things: wages, working conditions, and health care.
We have to hold the picket line 24/7 until we get a contract.
This was the scene around midnight, October 12th, 2016. When more than 100 members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, IAM Local 105, walked out of Libbey Glass.
Nobody wants to be out of work. Nobody wants a work stoppage. No one benefits from a work stoppage.
We want a contract.
Who suffer from a work stoppage is a customer.
Joined by the glass molders and pottery workers Local 59, they rejected what was called the company's last, best, and final offer.
This plant was a great plant at one time, but they're squeezing people right now, and that's wrong. People have to have a life, and it's wrong what they're doing. They're exploiting these people by trying to have them work twice as hard for the same amount of money.
The sticking points were familiar: mandatory overtime, strict attendance policies, and an aging workforce worried about health care. The company said at the time, Libbey is disappointed that our union workers have called a strike and walked away from the bargaining table, and went on to say Libbey is prepared to run the Toledo plant and distribution centers without interruption during the strike period. The strike lasted nearly 2 weeks until a tentative deal that held the line on those issues.
I figured, common sense would prevail and they would settle things pretty quickly, especially with, holidays coming and things. I knew it had been a while since they had worked on that contract, but I was glad to see it wrapped up.
I'm glad it's over with. I'm real glad because, like I said, I've lost jobs because of strikes, and I know what a strike does to a person.
Workers voted to accept, and health benefits were restored retroactively to the start of the stoppage. By October 26th, 15 days after they walked out, workers were back on the job, ending what would be remembered as the last major strike at Libbey Glass. Union leaders at the time credited solidarity across 3 unions, saying community support helped secure the contract. And of course, if there is no deal tonight, WTOL 11 will be there as Libbey Glass workers walk out here in 2025, 9 years after the last strike at the plant.